This book is called Bats Around the Clock by Kathy Appelt and illustrated by Melissa Sweet. Bats Around the Clock. The cameras were rolling. It was live from coast to coast, a special 12-hour program, and Click Dark was the host. At 1 o'clock Pacific time, those bats began the shrug. At 2 o'clock, Click Dark said, "Stop! It's time to jitterbug." All across the nation, all around the world, on TV sets from here to there, those rockin' bats did roll. With ponytails and bobby socks, at 3 they took a spin. At 4 o'clock, Click said, "Let's bop," and the bats began the swim. 60 minutes later, our host cried out, "Let's jive!" With a swingin' and a swayin', that's what they did at 5. There was rockin' in the rafters, there was dancin' in the street, then they did the locomotion and they boogied to the beat. Well, they shimmied and they shammied till the clock turned round to 6. Chubby Checkers took the stage and bats began to twist. They twisted left and twisted right until the hour of 7. There was shakin', there was shoutin', it was rockin' rollin' heaven. At 8 o'clock, the bats hip-hopped and danced the hoochie coo. At 9 o'clock, those bats got down and did the bugaloo. Just when it seemed they'd all poop out, they broke into the pony, and before the hour was over, they even did the hokey pokey. The hokey pokey? By 10 p.m., those boogie bats were grooving in their boots. At 11, it was plain to see the group was cutting loose. Now, all across the continent, in dens around the nation, the audience was waiting for the final demonstration. The air was fairly crackling when the moment came at last. The clock struck 12 and Click Dark yelled, "Let's hear it for our guest!" He leaped into the spotlight. He belted out the blues. The studio crowd went crazy when they saw his blue suede shoes. He was jumping, he was jiving, he was really in the groove. He had those bats electrified until his final move. Then he sang to them so tenderly, he sang to them so sweet. When the midnight hour ended, the bats were off their feet. At last the show was over, the studio was closed. But tune us in again next year. Click Dark will be the host. In living rooms from north to south, same time, same place, same station. Around the clock, those bats will rock, a 12-hour bat sensation. The end.